On?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, it looks like there is one person in the waiting.
All right, Glassing Advisory Board is February 2nd. Time is 7:10. Meeting called to order. Do roll call. Myself, Miguel Martinez here. All right.
Francesca Ortega.
Business, any deferrals, additions, or deletions? So adoption of minutes, past meeting. Have a motion? The minutes? Approve last week, yeah, last meeting, that's. Second,
A second, sorry.
all in favor? Aye. And actually, any public comments? Councilman Hernsberg is online.
Let me admit him.
No, what's your last name?
Maclaw. It's Maklous.
Welcome, Councilman.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, good.
I'm here.
Any public comments you wish to share before we get into it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't be logged in for the whole meeting, so if you want to ask any questions about the legal action filed, that's not from the town. And the first most important thing to make the distinction is the lawsuit that's been filed is a private action between individuals, obviously including yourself, Miguel. It has nothing to do with the town. It's not being supported by the town. The town's not a party. So this is just something that myself, thanks to Miguel and the other plaintiffs who are willing to step up, and Raul and Lorenzo, working for their law firm, are willing to do pro bono. So that's the first thing, right? And as discussed at the meeting, our council meeting last month, it doesn't end the legislative push. In fact, we hope it can potentially give momentum, because when you read the complaint and you see it laid out in front of you, we hope that anyone that understands these principles of Florida law see how flawed this law is. And with that, maybe there can be a push to get some legislative change. And that's what happens, right? It's either the courts react or the legislators react. And there's this process takes a while from the circuit court. Then most likely, no matter what happens in the circuit court, you appeal and then potentially go to the Florida Supreme Court. And that will take a very long time, talking well over a year. So it gives the legislators a chance to react and say, okay, I guess maybe there is a problem with this law. Let's see what we can change to make this right. So that's why your jobs and our jobs as council members, I don't believe end because the lawsuit's filed. It's just another tool, another thing to point to in the effort to lobby this issue, right? So I don't know if we have any specific questions in the lawsuit, but it's just the three things that we have discussed here for years. The issue of no jury trial, access to courts, and then the third thing, which is more the third argument, which is more of a legal argument, is the separation of powers issue, which It doesn't really grab the attention of a resident, but it's important as well. But that's what it's about. So it's in the very beginning stages. I actually just filed a summons. The summons is today to begin service of process. The state will then respond, and we have a very long way to go. But at least it's been filed, and like I said, this maybe can be a push for the legislators to react. And if the legislators react, the lawsuit could become moot, depending on what changes, if anything.
What, I know you mentioned briefly about timeline, what historically, what timeline can be expected?
I mean, it's very difficult to put a timeline to anything, but in when it's in the courts, but it all depends on how fast judges move, how fast the other parties move. I would tell you, I would expect us to be in the lower court, in the circuit court, from at least 6 months, maybe more, depending if there's some procedural disputes first. And then the appellate court, it depends. The problem is that the appellate courts, they're busy, and you can go in front of the appellate court and argue your case and be fully briefed and not hear from them for another 3 months. So, I mean, yeah, I would say in the lower court, anywhere from 6 months to a year. The appellate court, you would hope to be done within 6 months. And then if you go to the fuller Supreme Court, you got another 6 months to a year. So 1.5 to 2 years. And that's how long these things take.
Any other questions? Sure. Anything, no? All right. Thank you, Councilman.
Yeah, so I'll stay on for a little bit, but I'll just mute myself and turn the screen off. But again, it's really important that we're clear that the lawsuit is not something from the BAB, even though, of course, obviously some of you guys are personally involved a little bit, and a lot of it for Miguel. It's not something for the town. It's not being paid by the taxpayer. I've had multiple people ask, well, why is the town paying for individuals? The town's not involved anymore for the right reasons. That because the town wasn't the strongest plaintiff. And let me be clear, the town attorneys who are helping me and pro bono would have made money if the town was the plaintiff, right? But we all realized it was not a strong effort, so we took it away from the town and just using our own resources now, right? So it's something to discuss. It's something to allow people know that it's going on, but it's not an action of the town, and that's a very clear defining thing that needs to be known when discussing the lawsuit. Right? So I repeated it because it's that important. So I'll stay signed on for a little bit longer. I'll just I'm still here. When I actually leave, you won't see me signed on anymore. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, the adoption of minutes, so a little bit out of order, but, item number 6, old business. Go to the pilot program. Edwin. You give us your update.
On the pilot program, total complaints went up 324 complaints. And blasts went up 132 blasts.
Sorry, total complaints went up how many? 3?
324
And how long?
in 1 month. And 132 blasts.
I'm sure you emailed this to the team, but when you guys printed it, it cut off here.
Oh, well,
So if you guys, if you mind putting it on the screen so that we could see it. I mean, if you're gonna go over this, sorry.
sure, that's fine. I can go over the main page. I'll put it up on the screen in a few minutes.
Okay. If you don't need him, like.
No, I mean, it can help shine some light, because from the last meeting that we had was about 2 months ago.
Mhm.
And the main update that has been done from there is that we've synced the addresses with the Robert Fraser's website addresses so that we find the actual city. For all the addresses that we have in Miami-Dade. So at least that is updated. The numbers are actual. There's like maybe one Miami address is listed there as Miami. But it was like, when you look at the comment, it's actually like from Homestead. Like the person says, oh, yeah, this is my address, but in the comments, like that, things actually happening, it's not happening in Virgo, happening in Homestead.
Right,
You
right.
know, that's just his address where he placed the complaint. Maybe he got a phone call or something, and did it happen at his house
But is it complaining about a blast locally here or a blast down south?
in Homestead,
In Homestead.
not in Miami. That was like one of the oddballs there that I found. But everything there, afterwards, what shifted was Hialeah. A lot of the Hialeah addresses were from, Country Club.
Mhm.
And we couldn't see that before until we were able to allocate everything that was Country Club. Some from Miami-Dade also came up. So you see now on the screen, unincorporated Miami-Dade, which is where Country Club lives, is now number 2. Miami-Dade and Hialeah were kind of like they're battling it out, but now for sure in Hialeah, we only have 329 complaints. I did go ahead and check these addresses with the Hialeah website, because I know like sometimes like at least when they referred me to the actual website, their website, to check, put it in here, and if it's there, then it's ours. If it's not in their website, that means it's not ours. So let's check it there for Hialeah.
You want the mouse so you can go back and forth?
Sure.
We can just click to go forward.
And then here we see in 2025, our highest is a blast total for the year of 2025 has increased compared to last year, where we had 882 total blasts. And our max PPV, it's also increased from last year, which was 0.5, now it's 0.58. So I would hope that over the years, the max PPV drops somehow over time. Even if blasts are going up, even if let's say this number of blasts doubles next year, I would hope that the max PPV goes down. Because that would let us know that, they are working towards something. In this case, it doesn't look like it because everything's just going up. CMX continues to be our top, I guess, place that needs more improvement. But White
In
Rock
intensity, but not
Yeah,
not
intensity.
in volume.
and volume is White Rock. White Rock is our friend.
Right.
And hopefully they continue to improve their numbers. I don't have this separated by like a mine page. But here at the bottom, you can see that overall, all the mines are here. Florida Rock being the best one. As far as numbers goes, they're always at a low range. I think the number that's acceptable where we don't feel anything was 0.15. Their max is 0.27. So I mean, they're right there. They're always like trying to improve.
And look at their average.
Yeah. Yeah, the average is 0.08. Now, for as far as total blast by PPV, this didn't change at all through the distribution because it's irrelevant. There's just the total blast. If we feel that here in the second line, which is 0.10 to 0.19, this is basically the area where we wouldn't feel complaints as much. Our residents wouldn't feel the complaint, the blast. Not hear it, feel it. In their house, in their home. So everything below this, all of this, basically, their complaints by residents for all these blasts.
Can we add, just for clarity's sake, maybe a dash line, exactly what you're saying, from the transition between feeling it, quote unquote, and not feeling it, a dash line, complaints, not complaints,
yeah.
just for
Still
clarity.
don't like.
And the same on the columns that you're doing, maybe do a vertical dash line to show that the graph is part of the bottom It's the tabs of the,
Oh, yeah, so
you
they-
follow,
yeah,
so
yeah,
each
yeah.
column lines up.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's something that I see now what you're saying. It could be interpreted as something else.
Right,
Yeah,
right. That way we're linking everything together, because,
Mhm.
you have, and I guess we'll get into it when the next slide, you're showing max PPV, but for different locations.
Let's go to the next slide. Broward, for
So
example.
on the top, you said Broward max PPV, but the reality is the PPV value is, it shouldn't change because it's the same mines.
Well, the thing is that Broward, in Broward by itself, like there's out any of these, like might be White Rock, it could be Cemex, it could be Titan, that are blasting and impacting the Broward area.
Right.
But there isn't a mine that says, oh, only this mine explodes and it only applies to Broward. Right? So since there's multiple blasts and then multiple locations, what we do is we marry the complaint with the assigned blast number. So if that blast number correlated with the complaint, only then it comes up here as, okay, in Broward, the 13,000 complaints that we have, this is what those complaints and type were captured, the blast that captured. There could have been another blast, that's probably your point.
Right.
It could have been another blast here that happened with a higher PPV
They didn't feel.
that is not showing,
Right.
but it just didn't have complaints. That I could add that. That is another lift, and I would just need to know what's labeled it as.
I mean, you're showing it, so this, the 0.67, if you look on the bottom right, is White Rock, obviously. That had the most complaints, and that's what hit then the 0.67.
Yeah.
So it makes sense it affected Broward, the Miramar, location. Because the rest of the locations were minimal in comparison.
Yeah. So I can create a like we can use Broward as an example because they have a lot of blasts and there's a lot of mines around it,
Right.
and I can create a separate sheet to see how it would look. And then like
Well, I mean, I think that's satisfactory, because you're really just showing Miramar's the brunt of the complaints.
Yeah.
Grossly. But I think if we're just aligning, with showing columns
Okay.
graphically, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
The question is my question was to correlate that max PPV, which shouldn't matter where location is, but it makes sense what you're saying is it's in relation to the complaint that was received. So and this first page, I guess what we talked about before, the first page be this like the flyer as the cover letter, highest PPV recorded was 0.76. That's what's significant. In areas like Broward, the highest recorded that affected Broward was 0.67. But that's only significant if you live in Broward or you're a Broward politician per se. What's significant for us is the overall. So the first page is what really counts on it.
So would you prefer for him to eliminate that on the other pages?
That would?
To eliminate the max PPV? per
I
page?
was thinking of eliminating it, just eliminate the max PPV, but as he's saying is where does it relate? So to get anything out of this data. So to get anything out of the data at this point, 0.67 or this level, they're not feeling the 0.76 energy wave, but they felt it at 0.67 is what it
Right.
correlates to. Does it matter for us? Maybe just remove the max PPV and just have total counts? Is that what you're thinking, or?
I never saw an issue with the field. Because I understood it the way that Adam explained it. But I actually feel like it drives our point home further, because if in Homestead, we have 33 complaints. I mean, I think this is complaints because it's cut off, but in Homestead, we have 33 complaints and the max PPV there is 0.32.
Right.
Like, what's the goal? What's our goal?
The
What
goal
number?
is to have 0 complaints. Let them blast whatever they want.
Yeah.
But don't let anybody feel it.
But the PPV would have to be lower than this, right?
In other words, yeah.
Right, so I feel like we're further proving, like, look,
That- right,
even at
right.
0.32, because that 0.67, fine, that's high. We have a lot of complaints, but at 0.32, we still have people complaining.
Right.
I think that's the lowest numbers, the 0.32.
All between all all the
Mhm.
municipalities, with 31 at Hillary Gardens. That's gotta be wrong. I'll update this. This is not, that's not that.
Maybe not. The, yeah, I mean, going over that, I think that it has a valid point to it. It's giving more data than what we need to show, but I think it pushes home that we've done our homework.
Mhm.
Um,
We just have to be careful with pages like this, like Highly Gardens, how there's a discrepancy
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
There has to be like, you know, I feel like every time we talk about this, we're closer and closer to being able to put it on the website. But we're not there yet because, there's always a little something that we're tweaking and tweaking. But we have to eventually get to a point where like, okay, now it's ready.
enough, right?
Right? So on this page, I think it's 14, Highlight Gardens page. I don't know if it's messed up here because it's printed,
No, it's messed up.
but see, oh, I hadn't noticed the dots at the bottom. You see it, the white rock with the 2 dots at the bottom?
Yeah, I edit the form.
Something is up there, yeah.
But it is, the max is 0.41. And I'll update the graph so that you can see the numbers. It's pointless if you can't read it. I guess that's what I'm trying
Right.
to say. But yeah. You catch.
And go to the Miami Lakes page.
And it's,
You see the mine impact?
yeah,
So Cemex obviously has that high number, then White Rock, it's a little less. Titan SDI, they're so low there. Like, is that because they don't? I'm having a hard time understanding.
Well, those three locations are further away and they don't really affect us.
Oh, I see, okay.
somehow, some of them, like, they capture complaints, but that's why they show up.
Right, but the
Okay.
flip side, they're also blasting at such a low level. That something
was
that
only
we
one.
presented, and it's not even marking on the machines. I think what's significant here is that these two locations are still being read or felt from
Mhm,
this mine locations are being felt at these municipalities.
mhm. And they're so far, cause
And they're
is it
far.
SDI and Homestead?
SCI's in Homestead and Florida Rock is in um, right here in what do you call it? In Medley.
Medley. Okay.
So I'll make those updates. I'll make a line so that my complaints are more visible, and I'll do a under 0.10, 0.19. I'll make a line, dotted line, so that we know that anything below that are PVVs that are felt by residents.
And call it out, felt, unfelt or something.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
I mean, I don't know what to write.
Yeah, I'll write something on the side here vertically. Okay.
I think it's my only,
Well, it's not 2 months to the, like, in my head, you have 2 months for the 2026 data, sorry, 2025 data to be available completely.
Hmm.
So in my head, we have that much time.
December is gonna be big. There was a lot of complaints on social media and whatnot.
Mhm.
Um,
They had like wild days,
yeah,
like where it was like 3 blasts in one day and it was like.
and more.
Yeah.
I think 4, I don't know if they had 5 one day.
Huh.
I mean, I was getting calls, they did. People call me, did you feel it? Yes, I felt it. Thanks.
So yeah, I'll make those updates and I'll have a report for next one.
All right. And I think that's it. Once you get those things updated, I think we're good,
Were we gonna take a copy of this or some iteration of it for your trip?
It'd be good,
Okay,
Cause he leaves on the next Monday, no?
yeah.
okay. I can make the update to the Idea Gardens page right away. Cause that's just an edit.
Or
And
you wanna just take the main sheet the,
Oh, yeah.
If you could take, I mean, everything is ideal, but that first sheet to be, you know, just for argument's sake, give me 100 copies of that first page and 15 copies of the.
You don't wanna confuse the other people, because sometimes you would be like, oh, this page is this page is
Right.
that, yeah, I understand.
okay, so, since he leaves on Monday and it needs to be printed by the town, I'm trying to like back.
Oh, no,
track.
I'll send this out tonight, the update for Hialeah Gardens.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's just the format, there's like,
And the lines you could do.
I can do the lines at the bottom, yeah.
can you draw it for him here so that way he could take it home and, or his copy? We're not gonna be able to discuss it again, so.
Yeah.
Isn't it the bottom chart?
Oh. That's what pen does. Yeah. You agree with
Is
that?
that, I can't see the front of the
No
seat,
complaints,
is that? Oh, but it gets cut off here, can you bring up page 1 again? So you're saying that for 0.19 and below, there are no complaints?
No, what we're saying is that whenever we feel blasts that are between 0.10 and 0.19, anything that and below, which is above in this case, we don't feel complaints. Everything here below, which is higher than 0.19, we will feel complaints.
But isn't there a complaint right here for point something?
No, it's more like the 0.15 is something that we generated using a total. So we're looking at, that's some from another report, like where we allocate all the blasts that were that only had complaints, and then we get the PPV for them. The blasts that only had complaints and all blasts that didn't have complaints, and what's the PPV for those? The average
This
PPV,
line you're talking about.
the average PPV ends up being 0.15. So as far as the blasts and no blasts.
So nobody has reported a complaint
No.
if the blast was 0.19?
On average,
It's negligible.
like on average, the blasts that don't have complaints,
Yes, but when you draw that line there,
Oh.
you're saying that from 0.19 or below, there are no complaints. And
above,
that's not,
just above, it's below that graph, yeah, but above.
do we have a complaint in the report for a blast that was at 0.19?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then we can't say that.
Not 0.19, but it's 0.15, you said.
Yeah, 0.15,
So
yeah.
do we have a complaint below 115?
I'll check. I'll check.
That's
Yeah,
what
I don't wanna answer that, because I'm sure we do. That's what I'm trying to tell you is that,
I wouldn't add that line. That particular one, I wouldn't add it because then he'd have to draw the line, provide interpretation, like, from 0.15 and below, no
It's
reported
subjective,
blast.
it's not objective. We
Right,
need a objective.
Right, so this is just my opinion, that comment I wouldn't put. Because then if tomorrow, you know, the blasting data is like behind, right?
Mhm.
3 months from now, somebody complains at that, somebody complains at that number and then our thing is wrong. I'd rather it be like evergreen and then it doesn't go old.
yeah, I don't think we've talked about that topic before. 115.
It could be a point of discussion for me,
Mhm.
speaking one-on-one. It's, are the complaints, cut off at this point, you know, and it's just a discussion. But anything that we produce, then we need to be able to substantiate it.
If the threshold of that bar was 0.10 to 0.15, and then the next line was 0.15 to 19, I mean, 0.16 to 19, then you could draw the line and say
Right.
no complaints. But even then, you know, the template is not gonna be evergreen, because what if there's that one time and then,
Right.
I think that you wanna give the audience 100% data visibility. What I would do in that graph was put a gray, divide that into gray and red. And then the gray would be the blasts that do have complaints. and the ones that don't have complaints would be the red, for example.
You could do that, yeah, superimpose one on top of each other.
Just right there. So that way it looks, I'll just be like a line wherever it ends.
I think that'll be
Yeah,
evident.
that is perfect.
That, okay, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that is
That's
perfect.
easy.
Yeah.
But the 0.15 or 0.10 to 0.19, that range is too critical, I think.
Okay.
Because even the Fabricio's putting a law, or he proposed a bill to lower it to 0.15. That's your max. And the
Okay.
reason is below it, we don't have complaints.
Yeah.
Above it, we do, but that's in the middle of your range.
Okay.
So if like Francesca says, go to 0.10 to 0.15. And then 0.16 to 0.19.
You can, because I'm assuming that's like a pattern, like a legend.
Yeah,
right?
like all I'm
So-
gonna do is I'm gonna put a column on the side and then just, if there's a complaint, then this, if not complaint, then this, and I'll just put that on that graph. And then I'll just do it for me.
And then for the first, but another thing that's important for you to change is that first, you see the little, the words, the
What?
numbers, the point, I can't see that far, 0.00,
Who's this?
it's cut off, my friend.
Oh, I don't know what you're looking at.
You see how it says 0.002, 0.09?
Right,
Okay, and then the next line says 0.10 to 0.19.
right.
Make it so that it goes to 0.15,
Uh.
so that the first row is no complaints, 0 to 0.15.
Okay.
And then above 0.15, then you continue.
So we'll have
in
like
15
three red
increments.
Yeah,
lines.
Right.
whatever the complaints die off.
Okay.
So that we know that at this is the margin. From here to here, there's no complaints. Hereafter, there's complaints.
You're still gonna do the two color combination that we talked about, but you're gonna make the buckets in increments of 0.15. So that way, that first bar is gonna be all the same color, even when you put the rule of it to
Mhm.
color coordination, that first line is gonna be all red. Because there's no complaints between 0 and 15, and then above 16, then there's gonna be like a little line, let's say, and then the lines will continue to increase.
Okay, that gives me five, okay. Yeah, sure. It's gonna be smaller, cause.
Cause it'll be less lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's easier to read.
Okay,
I'm surprised on at the bottom, we have 0.7 and 0.79, that there was two blasts.
yeah.
And that, and.
It could be because the year or when it was made, whether or not complaints were
Oh,
higher at that time or not. It was like right in that threshold time.
That's another reason why you need to increase the threshold, because in the top of the page, it says max PPV 0.76. But
Yeah.
then if you look at the 0.70 to 0.79, there's only two complaints. That chart right there could discredit
right.
a lot. It would be better if the number was 6 plus 2, 8.
Once we put the superimposed blast that have complaints in that, it's gonna be able to prove that 0.76 as like, okay, even though it's not a lot of complaints at 0.76, there's not a blast at 0.76. You know, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, those still had complaints.
Like you said, you have to see the year in which it was reported to. But...
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Cool. So you said you can get that ASAP?
Yeah, I'll get it today, for sure, I'll be able to send it to you tomorrow.
Alright.
Okay,
Let's
no,
go to-
when he sends you this,
Yes.
I need you to send it to all of us, because then I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, like really fast.
Okay, I'll do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, do it before that, actually.
Okay,
I should be sending it to you tomorrow, by lunch.
okay,
So you can check it after, in the afternoon.
yeah, I'll send it, when I get it.
Thank you.
Alright, so going to the Tallahassee trip. So we ended up that I'll be going stag. To this trip.
This one's by volunteer.
And so ideally is to have the information that you're producing, Edwin. This trip we're going, I'll be going to Dade Days. Which I haven't been, so it's a new experience for me to do that. I don't know if Herzberg is still on. He's out, no. Let's see.
He said that if you didn't see him on there, he'd be off, so he's off.
Yeah, he's out texting.
And Felicia just joined.
Um. Speaking with Councilman Herzberg prior, he had said that they have meetings set up. So basically joining with him. However, I don't know, and you guys' thoughts. Um. Can you send Felicia Salazar? She's looking for the link to join the meeting. Oh, she's in.
She's got it. She
Is
is,
it the,
she's muted right now.
yeah. What did she call? So the question I have is to speak with the lobbyists for the town, if they set up any meetings. Aside from what Herzberg has set up. I don't know, I've never done day, so I don't know how it is.
Hey guys, hey Miguel, is that for me? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in
We're
the car.
we're talking about days, but I'll be going alone. You had mentioned you had some meetings that I could join with.
Right. So, regarding days. So I haven't made my request. I'm making go send an email to make my request. Today, because as you know, remember from the last all your other trips, you usually get the meetings confirmed a few days ahead of time, right?
Right.
So that Tuesday, I'll be with whoever's coming up with the town, with the mayor, and I think Councilman Fernandez is always also coming up. So that Tuesday, I'll just be with them, and whatever meetings the mayor and the town reserve. Regarding Wednesday, right? Wednesday is the day where days really ends Wednesday afternoon at the latest. Really, it's more of just that Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to request meetings with some specific individuals, the typical meetings that we usually try to request of the committees that the bills are at, CFO's office, things like that, and see what we can get. That would be you would join me. You can join me on those. You can figure out if you want to try to request your own. If I can just put you in the email. We can be in the email together, you and I, to Ed, and we can say if there's somebody competing with scheduling, we request one of us with one person and one of us with the other, right? It's at the end of the day, we all want to meet with as many people as possible, flexible as possible with their schedules since it's the time's limited. So that's the way it would work. So Tuesday, you would be on your own for the most part, and obviously there's other events going on, and that you can, check in with us, and we'll see if we can meet up and things like that. Especially in the evening, it's more networking opportunities than talking about legislation. But what I would suggest you do is, and what we can do, I suggest we do is, I'll send an email to the town this evening with my suggestions of who we can get, and say, on Tuesday it would just be with you, and on Wednesday it would be with either one of us, depending on how schedules work with what meetings they can get, if you're okay with that.
That's fine. So you're gonna send it to the lobbyists themselves, you're saying?
I send it to Ed, and then Ed will go in with the lobbyists and forward the request to them. So I'll do that tonight, and
Okay.
we'll focus on the same people we typically focus on, right?
Right.
The chairs, the vice chairs, the ranking members of the committees, other types of leadership positions, and executive and executive staff.
Okay.
All right, so I'll send that email and I'll copy you since it makes sense. But like I said, Tuesday, it would be more meetings that you would take solo. And if I'm not in a town related meeting, I'm happy to join. And then Wednesday, we make meetings together or divide and conquer or whatever needs to be done to meet with as many people as possible.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
All right. And when are you going up on Wednesday? What and on Monday? What's your schedule?
I fly out. You have the itinerary there?
Friday and Monday night.
Yeah, Monday at 7:30 PM. I arrive at 11 PM there. I'm sorry, 7:30 PM I fly up,
Yeah,
and then I'm staying until Thursday. Just because of the flight availability. So Thursday morning, I'll be flying back.
Okay, but you're flying up. You're connecting, flying up.
No, straight flight. But
All right. So it's the 6:30 then, not the 7:30.
7:30 flying up, right?
7:30 or 6:30. All right, I'll text you. We'll figure out the schedules. But I'll copy you on email with the town manager regarding having our lobbyists make requests for the typical people that we have always made requests for, whether it was me going up from the council or us going up from the board, and see what we can get, and we'll base who meets with who or together on our own schedule. But at the end of the day, we'll be as flexible as possible.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Very good. Talk to you later, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so that's the Tallahassee trip.
I have one more question. So, when Edwin shares the final cover page with Noah, he's gonna share it with us, and then do you need me to produce like a handout so that way it's more comprehensive when you pass it out?
It'd probably be best.
What do you want on the other side? Cause it'll be like one be double-sided, one of the sides being this.
Just talking off the cuff, is it possible to do what you have on the front, the cover sheet as a summary? Is there any way just to do a summary of what we have on a one-page summary of everything?
But this is a one-page summary.
Text.
No, I know, but as far as the breaking down of each municipality,
Oh, the municipality.
yeah, of the sheets, can we do a breakdown? And again,
You're
because right
repeating
now,
information. Because here you have your blast per municipality, you have your blast per year in all municipalities, your mine impact and all, you know what I mean? Like, this is all,
all right,
and
what
then
I'm seeing,
you
that's
can
all,
break it
that's all I
down.
need.
Right, so why would you not take this one?
It is out, but that's the cover, the front sheet. I'm talking on the back.
Right, I would put on the other side, like, information to break this down.
Such
I
as,
wouldn't put more charts.
such as,
You know how we've talked about doing like a little description, like, this is what this means, this is what this means, this is what this means. We could put that on the cover and put some kind of call to action, like, vote bill 1, 2, 3. I don't know the number, or help us pass
you know
bill
what we
1,
can
2,
do?
3.
for this explanation, is that map that shows the mine locations.
So blurry though,
How's
it's really bad.
it blurry? What I have is clear. Cause that would show the units for each location and the complaints, bless you.
You don't wanna do one of these?
We have that. We have that already.
Do you wanna print this too?
I'm gonna bring it, yeah.
Okay, so tell me everything you wanna bring, cause I have to give it to Noah.
Right, we have that, the two brochures that you've made. Or it's just, I mean, I'll just bring this one. You have the second one on the bottom there.
No, that's another page.
Okay, then I'll just bring this. And what we're preparing now. So this would be the front page. And the back page, I'm thinking, really all we need is the map showing the locations of the mine. I mean, if we do municipalities, then better. So to reference where the cities are coming from.
You still have one sheet empty.
No,
You still have an empty sheet.
no, it's the back sheet. It's just one, it's one sheet.
The backside of this is still empty.
That is two sides.
No, it's not. I make it two sides. Cause usually what I do is I put this on the front
Right.
and then the blasting impact explanation on the back.
Right, that's one sheet. That stays as is.
Okay,
Then this, the information, state information, well, I would call it.
and there's gonna be no write-up to digest this for people?
I think the one thing that you can write up
That's the. I
to
don't-
connect everything would just be like the data we print out the report, which is gonna be the same data as here. I would just add a sentence saying currently our total complaint is. Our total
Summary.
losses, just those, just like literally 2 sentences.
An executive summary of sort.
Yeah, just, that's what when people see that, the information, they can go to here and like, oh, okay, these two papers go together. That it came from the same source.
The two papers, now you lost.
Like, if you print in the back,
Right.
whatever information you print in the back, I would try to tie it in with this by just putting the total complaints and total blasts.
Right, and I'm, okay,
Like a
so
sentence.
Okay,
my thought is to
you
have,
cannot show this to people without providing context. You cannot print this and be like. This has to come accompanied with another side that says. In blah 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 areas, we have received a total of 23,414 complaints, of which. The total number of blasts is this data illustrates the last 20 years of blasting and the effects of having a max PPV of 7.6. I don't speak PPV. You guys have to give me the meat for this. But like there has to be some type of technical explanation that provides context to this because people are not gonna see it and understand it. And people are not gonna see a map and understand it. These politicians are not scientists.
the,
If you have an extended conversation with them, sure, but they're not gonna remember everything.
right,
It's important that the piece of paper that you give them, they could take it back to the office and be like, "Ay, what is it that Miguel said? Let me refer back to this." I mean, that's what my recommendation would be, is that the other side of it provides context and explanation of what all of this really means and how it affects people.
I'm thinking, okay, my thought is on the back side of this. Have half the page is the zoomed in map that shows the locations of the mines. And then, based on the adjacency of the municipality, shows the complaint to the source of the mine. Increase PPV and decrease, distance to the mine.
Mhm.
It equates to most damage, or something like that.
Mhm.
But graphically, very simple. When you flip it over, like here are the statistics of each, this
This
is
is valid.
expanding what we just stated, right? What do you think? I'm seeing this to keep it as simple as possible, because this can be, this could turn into a digest of information. A massive amount.
I don't see how a map could provide more visuals than,
Because people don't know where these things are.
I don't know what my.
Well, they don't know how close they are to each other.
They're not gonna know,
Or how big,
Miami Lakes to Miami-Dade to Broward, what are they
Okay.
talking about?
Okay,
They're not gonna
but the,
understand.
but the map will be like this big. That's like a quarter of the
No,
page.
half the page.
it's like a behind, right? Another page. It's not talking about another page, right?
Are you
The backside
to
of
this
this.
map right here? No, that's not this. one.
No, no. The one that shows the mine locations.
I know which one you're saying now. This one. This
That,
one?
next one. That one.
That printed is very blurry. Because I redrew this one to be a little
Okay,
more.
I have, mine's clear though. I can read it fine.
Can't see
But-
it? Can't see it?
Yeah,
So I don't like it. Yes, well. Oh, okay.
so I redrew the labels. Because you couldn't read the labels
Yeah.
originally. You're saying you have a different file, but.
But if you redid the labels, that's it then.
Okay, half a page of this. What's the other half gonna say?
The other half, this is what we just said, these municipalities, we'll list them as, I would re-show the municipalities and the number of complaints to it. And you can see how they relate to the location of the mine.
This is the one area of this entire report that's self-explanatory and requires no context. This, and this. You have to back it up. Because anybody can see this and misinterpret information. And then we could, if you don't provide context, right? People will provide their own interpretation of the data. If you provide the context, then the context illustrates what our intent in interpreting this data is.
All right, so we could say the definition of PPV, so people understand what they're looking at.
But how it applies in this chart. So,
Right, the definition of PPV, so we know what we're talking about, peak particle velocity. Which is the measurement that the state uses to quantify the intensity of the blast. And how it relates to how many complaints have been received. I'll just keep it as simple as we can get.
for this one, and then we need one for this one, and then we need one for this. It would almost
the
be
same.
like a little paragraph. 1 or 2 sentences about this, 1 or 2 sentences about that, and like that.
But we're talking about the same, because this is a breakdown of the same information.
Yeah, just like.
No, because remember,
Okay.
he's gonna change this. It's not gonna be total blast by PPV. It's gonna correlate the blast by how many complaints they received.
Right, but yes, how we're demonstrating the information is gonna vary, but the information what we're talking about is the same thing. Or am I wrong?
No, the numbers.
It's that you guys, you're thinking as someone who understands this. You have to think like somebody who's never seen this in their life and doesn't know what any of this means. And a little description of what every single one of this means in the grade level for a 3-year-old. Very, not 3-year-old, 3rd grader. Like
we're
very
saying Total
simple.
blast for PPV. The only question is, what's PPV? Because this is to quantify how many blasts there are. That's it. That shows it.
Right.
The only question you
So-
can have is, what is a PPV?
Okay, so whatever those explanations are for however you want to illustrate it here, you send it over to Noah and I'll insert it on the other half of the page. Cause I already have the map and I already have the other flyer done. You said you wanted the impact on the other side, right?
The flyer, you're talking about the flyer, yeah, right.
This one is the one that we always use. The one that goes over the source, the content,
Right,
and the recipients, and then it gives you the options of reporting a blast or joining the
So-
board.
Yeah,
But in Tallahassee, reporting a blast and joining the board is not relevant. So I
No,
would
but
have to
I
swap this out
wouldn't-
for something else.
I wouldn't keep updating this. I mean, we use it for multiple things, so I think it's fine.
So leave it just like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Edwin, we need you to send ASAP then, to Noah, the info, Noah, send it to me, I'll do a write-up, send it back to you, and you could send it back to them. That's good.
Okay, so if you're getting it to Miguel, and I'm sorry, if you're getting it to Noah by tomorrow noon. And Noah gives it to you by tomorrow noonish. And you're gonna get it back to Noah. By tomorrow night.
Alright.
And then I'll try to get it to you Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Well, you gotta give him time so he can print it.
How much faster than half days each person do you want?
Right, no, but
Mhm.
If I'm waiting on a check for a month now, they need time to print.
I mean, we're giving
I
you 2
can get
days
it
to
print.
print.
Yeah, that's enough time.
You could do it. I believe in you, Noah.
Thank you.
Trying to help you out, man.
Control B, change quantity. Done. So it's only like 2 sheets.
Yeah.
Do you want them to staple it?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
Folders, can we put them in folder? Yeah, the town has folders.
Um. Yeah, I can ask for one
Well, not one, I mean,
or
give me a bunch.
a bunch.
Yeah. I need a, how many sheets are you thinking?
You said 100 earlier. You
Yeah.
want 50?
I'm thinking of 50. 50 each, and like 25 folders.
25 folders.
Yeah, it's good to know, if there's anything that people that you speak to, if there's anything that they suggest we should report on.
I'm sorry,
If there's anything that they suggest we should report on, or we should like include in our charts. That'd be cool to feedback to get.
from Tallahassee.
Yeah. Once they see this, they're like, yeah, this makes sense, but it would make sense more if you show this.
Right, right,
You
right.
know,
No,
that'd
absolutely.
be cool.
That would be nice.
Cause we have data, should be able to get it.
Alright. Alright, so moving on to, Tom Fabricio, state rep updates from Felicia. Hopefully Felicia is still there. Go ahead. Felicia, you there? Just she can't unmute.
She's unmuted. On the Zoom.
Alright. Alright, Felicia's saying that she's been watching the committee meetings, but she has not seen their bill being reviewed yet. So sounds like it's stagnant again. Alright. Hopefully we get some momentum this time around. Moving on to item number 7, new business. First thing is elections. I guess we'll do some nominations or.
Yeah, you have to do
You're-
each
What's that?
individually.
You have to what?
You have to individually nominate head, secretary.
All right, any nomination then for chair?
I nominate Miguel.
I nominate you.
I guess I'm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I wasn't writing this down, 1 second. Where's the elections? Election, here we go.
It's crazy.
How are the elections supposed to be documented? Like Francesca and Edwin nominated Miguel, Miguel accepted, like what?
Yeah, you just
Usually
do it like
you-
that.
we have a nomination and a second, and then an acceptance.
Should I second this?
Yeah, and then I send an email that the roster hasn't changed. Or if it had changed, I would send it. So that's all we need.
It will change, because we only have 2 positions and we're supposed to have 3, so it will change.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
No,
then,
no.
for vice chair,
1 second, 1 second, I'm
Yeah.
still writing this down. Can you confirm nominated Miguel, yes, Gomez, second, yeah. Next,
the position for vice chair,
I nominate Francesca.
all right, and then I guess I'll second.
um,
You accept?
Edwin,
And then, nomination for secretary.
I nominate, that person right there.
I nominate Noah.
Do you accept?
Yeah.
So you put the motion in, I'll second.
Miguel. 1 second, I was still writing the first. Okay,
We had a new person that requested to join the BAB.
There was.
Yeah, he hadn't attended his required single meeting. Mr. Garcia, is it? Garcia, I'm going by memory now.
Let me see. I don't remember if I'll forward you that email.
Perez. Mr. Perez.
Perez.
What, he applied recently?
Yeah, he'd asked to join. I was hoping that he'd come today.
Was he aware from me?
I don't know.
Just heard Felicia.
The mic worked.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you
we
fine.
Oh, good. Thank God I didn't say anything bad about you guys.
Thank goodness, huh?
Goodness. Yeah, you guys need more members.
Yes, Mr. Perez. So I don't know if he was notified of today's meeting since it got out of the schedule.
Yeah, we did reschedule. I
Right,
might not have
been advised.
known.
So if we could reach out to him and let him know for our next meeting anyway.
Okay.
All right. So the next item up for discussion of presentation of council. Now, on the schedule for the town, the BAB was to speak in front of council in January. However, every January is when we go to Tallahassee. And when the presentation at councils prior to that, there isn't much to discuss. Or something significant to discuss, which is after that the trip. So I had asked if, and we've done it in the past where we trade with another committee. I hadn't hear any word, anything of that, so I don't know if you've heard of anything.
Trading,
Trade dates, yeah.
trade dates. What committee was that? That,
With any committee, we've traded with other committees that we flip flop dates, so
Okay.
they take our slot, which now it's irrelevant because the time already
Mhm.
passed. It was last council meeting. So a setup would be for February's meeting,
February's meeting, okay.
after the trip to Tallahassee.
Does it have to be a trade or can you just do it afterwards?
No, that's what's gonna happen now, since it wasn't addressed.
I didn't see the recording on that day.
The what?
I didn't see the recording session. With the recording.
We didn't have the meeting.
At all?
No,
I have it.
no, this is the, it was rescheduled for today. Francesca's grandmother,
Oh, I thought it was you talking about the January 20th, the committee report schedule. That's this meeting here?
no, the
That's-
committee report schedule is what we're talking about. We were supposed to present
That's
the
right.
January's meeting. But we couldn't speak about it prior, because we need to agree on what we're gonna present.
Report.
Whatever the report is, has to be agreed upon,
Okay.
because it's representing all of us.
Okay.
Since we didn't have the meeting, the last meeting,
Mhm.
and I had asked to reschedule this thing for next month or the following, like I said, we've traded it before in the past with other committees. But I don't know where Iowa had left at with that or not.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I don't
Alright.
remember. Being given that, but I'll look into who the February one is and if they can.
If not February and March, I mean,
Mhm.
probably March might be
March is
easier.
better.
Yeah.
Oh,
March.
wait, that's May, sorry. You have us down though for May, so,
It's twice a year that we're supposed to.
right,
present.
we should make the May.
It
a
doesn't
little
make
later.
sense, right? They're too close together and they're in the, before we do something and right after, it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
The dates, so, in the past, I would reschedule those dates so that they coincide with our actions.
Which is usually February and 6 months after.
Right.
March and October would be great,
March, October, okay.
so that we don't overwhelm you with options.
Mhm.
March and October is the goal.
Miguel, I'm looking at the schedule and your schedule for May 19th. So the deadline will be May 5th.
Right. Which doesn't make sense to have it so close. Is the point. There's not much to talk about when the two meetings they're back to back, basically.
Yeah,
Hi, we were just here last week, nothing has changed.
That's what it comes to.
Okay, perfect, so you made note of March and October,
Yeah.
I'm making note of it in my minutes too, in case you wanna reference it.
okay.
All right.
And then when I get the result of that, I'll blank copy all of you in an email.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That being said, moving on to 7C. Think tank, well,
I don't like fish.
oh, is that? You can't think? For your benefits, you weren't here prior, every year I like to do kind of running this like I would run my business. in that beginning of the year, think of what track to take. We can adjust, we can overlap what we've done in the past already, or adjust, or take another tack completely. And that's what this part of the discussion is about. What are your thoughts? What's significant, what's important, so that we can guide our focus onto that, what we think is significant. And maybe we continue what we're doing, maybe it's not, whatever it is. But we all come together and come up with an idea, and then we adjust the course of the year based on this. So what are you all thinking?
Well, I like where we're going as far as looking at our resources here locally, talking to different mayors or different people to know what their stand on is on the blasting, providing notice, and then utilizing that to go into Tallahassee, just to continue just to provide notice, because I'm sure people here in Miami and by themselves, they don't know blasting is going on. So it's even harder, you're all in Tallahassee to understand all that, so. I think shining light on the blasting complaints is the most thing we can show,
So the marketing is what you're catering to. It's marketing the efforts of what this is, or the issue.
Yeah, just to provide awareness, just so that everybody's complaints is actually like seen, I think that's important. I think all the representatives in Tallahassee need to just take some time and like see like the complaints that are coming in.
Right.
And just taking time to look at that is enough in my head. At some point, there is either gonna be less complaints or more complaints. But the fact that it's gonna be continued, I think that there's still complaints, I think that's important, once we're at 0. Then I think we can be like, okay,
Then we can settle down. The issue, roughly speaking, it's what we tried to do, what we've done in the past, what you're hitting on. I think that I think this lawsuit is gonna jolt the system. That's what we're expecting anyway. So the question is, and we're not gonna know what it's going to do to the system until it happens. It is basically we need to be reactive instead of proactive. Ideally, we should be proactive. We don't know how it's going to be received and or not. So that becomes the big question. So Fabricio has submitted a bill again where he's looking at the state have some responsibility for compensation to homeowners. Whereas you have damage, you file your claim, you're done. It's not a matter of a legal action lawsuit. And this is what Councilman Herzberg was saying. If that were to go through, then there's no reason for the lawsuit. We shut it down. So in essence, it's kind of putting a squeeze on forcing the state to do something. You have to take action. We can't be ignored. Is what's been thus far. It's ignored and pushed to the side. That's what we've witnessed every year to year to year. Our efforts and Fabricio's efforts, for that matter. So that's where the challenge that we're in. I think, my opinion anyway, our area, we're well versed. The area is well versed in this issue. I think our area is fed up, even with our efforts, that nothing's happening, including what you guys do. It's all dead in the water. And I think that's been the results of what's being seen on the outside. So how can that be corrected or not? That's for us to discuss. And so I think this lawsuit, and I think parallel with Fabricio's bills, I think they're huge. I think it's huge, and it's a massive leverage to educate people on what's going on and where are we, what's happening. It's not that everything's just stagnant because you didn't hear about it. You don't hear about it because we haven't talked, because you don't come. I'm not saying you, by the way. Say, you don't come to our meetings, you don't get any of this, you don't get information. So you're choosing to remain ignorant on a subject. But I have to inform you. So it makes us a duty to inform the public what's going on. You know, I don't know if you see it on social media just as an example, they ridicule Fabricio, you're worthless, you haven't done anything. These are the response he gets for his bills that he's proposing, but you know, it in my opinion shows total ignorance of the public. Because one person presenting a bill and it doesn't get heard, the chair doesn't put it in the committee, is it the representative's fault or is it the chair's fault, or you know, where's the fault? But they blame the representative immediately. That's the first line of defense, put your finger on. I don't think that's proper. So again, the education is always critical, but up to how far can you can you lead a horse to water and make him drink? It's like we've gone over this for years.
And they'll say you're not doing anything, but they're not reporting blasts.
Right.
People will find a way to complain no matter what. Like we can't change that. But I do agree with providing more awareness to what people can do to complain. Because I think it's really easy to pick up the phone and call me out, but instead you should pick up your computer and report a blast, because that's more helpful.
Right.
There was a stage in our committee where community engagement was a big focus before your time, but it was like 10 of us. So we used to go to like HOA meetings and do presentations and stuff like that. Obviously now we have a very small, limited amount of humans. So I think it's really important to, I think it's important to go back to those things. But then at the same time, we need to be smart with who we bring on so that they can all.
Question, and maybe it's for the town better. Can these flyers be emailed to the property management companies so they be emailed to the public?
I will ask. I don't know.
Because that's the same effort of us presenting.
So at one point, no, I obviously asked because we need to know the correct answer, but at one point, the town had like a directory of all the HOAs in Miami Lakes, the property managers and their contact information and their email addresses. And at one point that was the game plan for us to send emails like this, but somehow it just got fizzled out. So the information exists, the town has it, because I remember seeing it back then. So that would be really good
I think,
support.
I think if you could find out on that. And I think if we can give and I don't know, I guess, Herzberg would be best to answer. How much information can we divulge of the lawsuit from the town side? Lawsuit is happening.
Yeah, like we have to call it a name, right?
Yeah.
Update on this.
But just, very, very vague explanation of this is happening.
But just because they say it's not a town issue,
But it's-
they might say no.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. It's not a town issue any longer. But can we say, I mean, it is public information. There is a private lawsuit being engaged currently. So I'll talk with Herzberg on that to see what can we share or not, and then you put that through the town.
Okay. And then going back to that first thing, that list, what was the name of it?
Are you sure?
Property managers.
Property man.
Yeah, it's the HOAs. Yeah, there's like, I think it's 130 HOAs, but there's only like 7 property management companies.
Okay.
So if we can contact the property management companies, can you please share this with your residents? And let them email blast everybody. I've attended multiple property management meetings on behalf of the BAB. It's very effective in that line.
Yeah, I'll see if we can send that out.
I mean, it's the equivalent to bringing a flyer to an HO board meeting, say here, hand it out.
Yeah.
just a lot more efficient.
Less money.
More efficient here.
I don't know.
All right, and also, obviously, we can find out about this other gentleman, Mr. Perez.
Yeah, I have his email here, so I
found
can,
it. I saw his resume, it's pretty impressive.
yeah, I'll send him an email.
It could be a good asset for us.
Mhm. I'll let him know the next meeting.
Can we know who like appointed him or recommended him or referred him to us?
Where he came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have that.
He's supposed to, by resolution, he was supposed to attend one meeting and meet with me or meet with the chair. Prior, then it becomes official,
Mhm.
to be sworn in. So if we can let him know that, find out what date he's available, he and I can meet.
Okay, all right.
Francesca, you had, we had previously previously we had other members on the committee. Each member had different resources that available to them. On the list that you had on, I think it was the November's meeting was the big one where it showed who was doing what. Magali was doing that, Rudy was gonna do this.
I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm just wondering, can we piggyback on that, or it's out of the question at this point?
Piggyback on what? What part?
To continue, we can meet with the mayor, Doral. I've already met with her in the past. I've interviewed with her. As an example, do it again or not.
I'm looking here at the list that you're referring to. We had committee elections postponed, BAB, restructuring board based on members' strengths and roles. Magali
That's
was
not
working
right.
on
That's not the same one.
realtors, chamber membership verification.
You have,
That's something that I was supposed to get back to us.
Yeah.
From the December.
so it's on you.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna look back at the minutes really quick because I remember highlighting it. Yeah, I'll to confirm with Town of Miami Lakes committee members that are already attending date days, no, one second. Okay, for chamber membership, I also provide list of current representatives listed on roster because apparently the membership we have with the chamber, it's for a number of people. That's how it was explained to us. So we either need to be added to that group of people,
Mhm.
or we need to see if the roster is active so that whoever's listed on there is actually participating in the meetings because we wanted to pursue attending chamber events.
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is. I had sent an email. I think he got back to me.
Okay.
I'll try reaching out again. He might have sent it to Isle's email, which I don't have.
Access to.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the access.
How's she
Okay.
doing anyway?
I think she's doing good. I
Yeah.
saw a work email today.
She gave birth finally, or?
I don't think so.
I mean, I thought the baby was only due at the end of the month.
I don't know.
But it was in February, but I'm not sure.
Was it February?
So that's something that if you could look into for us, and
Mhm.
also, I was gonna confirm if there could be some type of landing page that could have been used for the Tallahassee trip. And I never heard anything back about that.
Landing page Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow morning, I'll ask about that as well.
Basically, it was supposed to replace this printed stuff, or maybe not replace, but like
Supplement.
supplement, yes.
Okay.
And or we could change the QR code as well.
Right, or we could make the QR code to that page. That would be nice.
Um. Yeah, so my realtors, we have no contact. Well, you're the realtor, but that's not your niche.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I used to be an ambassador for the Miami Realtors, but that is not an effort that I agreed in pursuing. If we have a clear strategy that we want to address, I'm not opposed to it. We just need to know what we're gonna talk about.
Right.
Like, if I told you right now, I got you a meeting in front of 100 realtors, what are you gonna tell them?
Right.
Stop selling, sell more, like, what kind of
It doesn't help.
valuable
Right.
information can we provide to that audience? Like, I don't see it.
Right,
Maybe
I
I'm too
agree.
close to it. You know, it was something that Magali and
Mm.
Rudy were working on. You know,
I think it's nice. It's a large captive audience, but I don't know. I don't see how.
But what is the
benefiting
ask?
is.
I don't know what they're gonna do for us, or we're gonna do for them.
What do they do for the town now? Or how do they relate to the town now?
They don't.
No.
There's no like,
Okay.
there's realtors in the town. That's about it. You know,
The issues of realtors is one of the largest lobbyists in Tallahassee. So if we could use them somehow. You know, great, but there's no,
Yeah, once I started feeling the complaints, I mean, the blast in my house, first place I went to is talk to my realtor, but I didn't feel like it was her fault either. Like,
Right.
it's an issue with it.
let me ask you
a
something.
realtor
When
would
you
think
bought
you're
the
hurting their
house-
business.
No, but see, I don't agree with that. I think you're educating them with important things. But the realtor that sold you your house, does she live in PSN or Miami Lakes?
Yeah.
Where does she live? Like far away? You have no.
Far away. Yeah, because it was like an hour drive or something.
Well,
Wow,
bless you.
thank you. When an agent that comes from the outside, let's call it even Fort Lauderdale, which is not that far. They come and they sell in PSN or Miami Lakes. They don't know.
Bless you.
Thank you. They don't know about blasting. And we can't. They should, if they're selling in a community, they should know about,
Educate themselves.
educate themselves, but they
Yeah.
don't because, you know, they don't turn down business, so they'll sell or buy a house anyway, anywhere. But if your realtor was native to PSN or Miami Lakes and they didn't disclose that to you, that's a big deal. You know, like that's where I
It's not
can
like a
see.
law, or they're not breaking any rules.
No, they're not breaking any rules.
So it's like,
They're not, because it's not their responsibility to,
Mm.
I mean, they're not breaking any laws, but at the same time, it's not right. It falls more under an ethical thing than it does a legal thing. Like, I would never do that because I know you're gonna call me and be like, hey, what's that earthquake I just felt at noon? And I'm gonna be like, what are you talking about? You know, I mean, hello, I literally sit in this table. How could I not tell you about it? I just don't see how we can leverage that connection.
I don't see either. But that was something that they were working on
Mm.
but,
But the town wasn't working on that.
them as in,
Mhm.
Rudy and.
there's a
I got it.
department in the department, maybe I'm talking a little already, but there's a department in the Florida that handles, the property appraising. And in my head,
Fraser
don't,
County.
yeah, well, I don't know the exact department, but when I was looking for who guides these people, it took me to Tallahassee. And in there, there's process that they have to do in order to like approve a home. In my head, the only thing I could have done there is like force them to tell, like, update the resident that they're buying a house on a total amount of complaints currently happening in Tallahassee for this area. You know, because that's out of the realtor's hands. It's something that's from the city, but I don't know, I have to get more information, 'cause I never filed for anything. I was just Googling it and like finding things. I can bring that department's name, like probably the next meeting,
Alright.
because I do have they sent me a letter. It's like,
Oh, you contacted them.
yeah, they sent me a letter saying, submit your request to this, I never did. Because I'm like, I'm not prepared for this is way too much.
Right,
I didn't know, but.
might be the CFO's office.
No, it was the CFO, because I was talking to CFO at that point. It's different, because it's more of the property appraiser. It's like the guidelines of the property appraisers follows. And I think that that's, in my head, every resident, if they know that the property appraiser is behind them, in my head, like they have more reason to complain.
Right,
If they don't know that they're behind them, then they're gonna be like, I don't wanna say anything.
right.
Yeah, I was just, I'll get back to the team next month. I'll find out.
Alright. I think, I mean, yeah, anything else? I'm pretty much drained out what I gotta say and share.
Okay.
So just go, any open discussion, anybody wanna say anything? Or we could yell at Noah now because he's here.
Noah, in open
Oh.
discussion, I'm just gonna add a couple of the bullets that were pending. Town notifications on. I'm
Okay.
just gonna write like a brief description, like landing page, but just know we're referring to. The highlighted items on the December minutes,
Okay.
okay?
I wondered. This was for something else, but we don't have any images or of damage. Actually, you have it on the flyer that you have it. That we're gonna print out. Never mind.
I missed, like, was it a question?
No, I was just thinking of to provide damages, images of more damages that people may not consider, but. I think it'll be beating a dead horse because on the flyer it has images already.
Yeah.
No, all right. Anything else?
Um. Um. There's like some travel reimbursement stuff listed here on that. Were we supposed to discuss this?
It's just our
Not sure what it is.
finances. And we're in good standing with that, so.
$999 million.
For you,
That's what this, I can't believe they put a line here, it says amount total exceeds $999 million, yes or no?
All day long. All right. Motion to conclude.
Second.
You're supposed to motion.
No, a motion to conclude.
All right, so we second,
41, I second. Oh, you second.
I second 8:41,
All in
meeting
favor?
adjourned.
Okay.